welcome to Mountaineer News 2. Well, another week in the books and another week that we're closer to the playoffs. Now, let's be realistic, only a few teams are actually qualified to even be in the playoffs. I mean, most of the teams are already dead at this point. But let's just say that this is going to be a very tight race for the playoffs. A very tight race. And as for what will happen, well, we'll have to wait and see. So I was 10-5 in my predictions, and all this really does prove is that everyone is inconsistent as heck. Like, most NFL teams are just, none of them could live up to their standards, and some of them perform better than what's expected of them. There's only a few teams that have actually been slightly consistent in being bad, but you get what I mean. So, yeah. Let's get started. I gotta go somewhere soon. And that somewhere is my couch. Because I'm tired. Because, man, this season, I think this is the first time I actually feel exhausted trying to cover the NFL. This is the first time I actually feel exhausted trying to cover it. And boy, it ain't fun. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, you have the Bills and the Texans. The Texans almost lost to the Titans. General Mills had to bail them out, or that defense. But it's unclear whether C.J. Stroud will play. From what I'm hearing, he's probably likely not going to, which is going to be very bad news for the Texans because you can't rely on General Mills for everything. On the other side, you have the Bills. The Bills are still trying to look to retake the division from New England. And after that embarrassing loss to Miami, they showed everyone that that game was just a fluke with their win over the Buccaneers. Yeah, I'm not going to waste too much time. The Bills are going to win, but close. Then you have the Colts and the Chiefs. The Chiefs, for Kansas City, at this point, any chance of the Chiefs winning the division is basically all but dead. It's basically over for you guys winning the division. In fact, the Chiefs are now in a position where there's a chance they could miss the playoffs if things line up. And trust me, I think all of us want the Chiefs to miss the playoffs. And it doesn't help that you're playing a Colts team. The Colts are coming off of their bye week. The Colts have been playing extremely well. They're 8-2. They're the second seed so far in the AFC. They've been playing phenomenal, mostly because of Jonathan Taylor, who has played great so far for the Colts. And Daniel Jones is still playing pretty solid, although he had a hiccup against the Steelers and Falcons. And overall, the Colts definitely look like the most complete team in football. And they're going into Arrowhead, and honestly, at this point, if you're a Chiefs fan, I think it's safe to say that you're finished. Give me the Colts. Seahawks versus Titans. What do I even need to say for this one? Seahawks win in a blowout because, number one, the Titans aren't playing the injured Chargers or the General Mills Texans. They're playing a team that is a bit upset at itself for losing to the Rams and looking like they may have lost the division. The Seahawks want to take their anger out on someone, and they're going to take it out on the Titans, so goodbye, Tennessee. Vikings and Packers. The Vikings have had inconsistent quarterback play from J.J. McCarthy, and the Packers, not living up to expectations. Both teams have really been underachievers, and both of them have had really disappointing seasons. So, I guess I could say the Packers, because, well, the Vikings have just not been winning games. So, yeah, give me the Packers. Jets, Ravens. The Ravens survived a scare against the Cleveland Browns. And, thankfully you have nothing to be afraid of because you're playing the Jets. Ravens. Big time over the Jets. The New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. Lions are definitely pissed after, Sunday night's game. I mean, I know the refs were bad, but still, you gotta fix a good bit of things on offense. And now you have allowed the Chicago Bears of all teams to be number one in the division. The Chicago Bears are number one in your division. The Lions need to get back on track if they want to keep their playoff and Super Bowl aspirations going. And thankfully, you're playing the Giants. The Giants did play competitive football against the Packers, but now you're playing the Lions. It's not going to end well. Give me Detroit. Then you got my beloved Steelers against the Bears. The Bears are on a hot streak. Chicago has been consistently winning close games. They've been playing pretty well, and Caleb Williams looks pretty solid. Chicago may have seemed to found their new identity. Pittsburgh, well, it's still the same old, same old. I mean, the Steelers did beat the Bengals. I mean, we did beat them pretty fine, but Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and Rudolph, the red zone reindeer, had to come in. And let's be clear. Mason Rudolph ran that offense significantly better than Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, I might as well keep Mason Rudolph as the starter, because somehow, Aaron Rodgers is just, he's finished. He's done. I don't think you can really save him after, him not having the best of seasons. I mean, his stats have been getting worse and worse every game. He has, so far, a slightly broken left wrist. I don't think he's going to be playing against Chicago. I think it's Rudolph's time to shine. Because now, the Steelers, they have a quarterback that can actually throw the deep ball. Not someone who literally plays like Larry the Cucumber. Anywho, the game itself is probably going to be a really close one. These two teams are on similar paths, but only one can keep going. This game is huge in playoff aspirations for both teams. I think it's going to be a bit of an ugly game, considering that there's going to be, mostly defense involved, but I got the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. Who'd you think I was going to pick? Patriots, Bengals, Jamar Chase did the spit. Yeah, Bengals, you're screwed. At this point, Cincinnati, you're 3-7, and you could basically kiss your playoff hopes goodbye. The Patriots have been red hot. as Drake May has been playing really well, and the Patriots have been on a hot streak. So yeah, give me New England. New England big over the Bengals. Now we got a tank bowl. We got the Browns and the Raiders. Okay, Cleveland, I think we can say this with great certainty. Shedeur Sanders is awful. Just awful. And this is going to be the guy that you're going to be playing up against the Raiders. Honestly, the Raiders are a joke. Like, both teams are jokes. Really stale and pathetic jokes. And the Raiders are still the clown show of them trying to relive the glory days, but not understanding what made them great in their heydays. You have a washed-up, dementia-ridden Pete Carroll with an old man Geno Smith, and a pathetic entire team that is carried by Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, and Aston Jennings. Like, the Raiders are nothing. The Raiders are nothing more than like that soulless corporation. Wait a minute. Oh gosh. They're just like Disney. Down to the teeth. The Raiders are literally the NFL equivalent of Disney. Yikes. And then you have the Browns. The Browns, you always suck. What else is there new to say about you? Listen. I was back and forth on this one, but if Dylan Gabriel plays this game, then the Browns win. If Shedeur plays, the Raiders win. And taking a look at Dylan Gabriel's injury update, I don't think it's too bad. So, under the assumption that Dylan Gabriel plays, the Browns are winning. But, and I have a big but, if Shedeur Sanders plays, the Raiders win. Great. Then we have Jaguars and Cardinals, yeah. What we saw last week was what happens when Jacksonville plays up to their potential. Who knew? Like, the Jaguars are just this team that just can never live up to their potential. They just never can. But you are very lucky, Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville still has playoff aspirations. You may not win the division against the Colts, but you can definitely get a wild card spot. And there's a perfect team to play, the Cardinals, who at this point, yeah, the Cardinals have entered their downward spiral. The downward spiral begins for Arizona. Knowing the Jaguars are somehow going to make this into a very competitive game, but Jacksonville will still win because of Arizona's incompetence and stupidity. So give me the Jaguars. Eagles versus Cowboys. I think Philadelphia is getting a little flirty-wordy with the referees. Yikes, the referees are now taking the Eagles' side. Great. All of us are trembling. I guess the refs really don't care about relationships. They just go for the guy that has the most money. And the Eagles are rolling. Either that their offense has been terrible, their defense has been carrying, and overall this entire guy, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're playing the Cowboys, so what else am I going to say? The Cowboys have now gotten a false sense of confidence after their win over the pathetic Raiders. And the Eagles are probably going to go into Dallas. They're going to beat them up pretty good and then go home. Give me the Eagles. Then we got Tank Bowl number 2. We have Falcons and Saints. It's just like the good old days when both the Falcons and Saints sucked. Now they both suck again. What, you think I would have a silver lining? No. This one, I'll just take the Falcons. Saints still suck. Falcons, suck less. Falcons. Then we have the Buccaneers and Rams. Rams, great win over the Seahawks. You got your statement win. You're now number one in the NFC West. And then, oh no, you have the Buccaneers. I don't know about you. I sense a trap game here. This game smells like a trap game. And the Buccaneers are still reeling from losses to both the Patriots and the Bills. And, I think this game is going to be really close. It could go either way, but I'm giving this game to the Buccaneers because I think the Rams may be a little bit overexcited and overconfident after their win over the Seahawks. Lastly, you have the Panthers and 49ers. I'm going to be honest, I think injuries are starting to catch up to the 49ers. The 49ers have been starting to finally decay like the walking zombies they are. And then the Panthers, Panthers had a good win over the Falcons. And if the Buccaneers lose to the Rams and the Panthers win here, the Panthers could be number one in the division. I can't believe I'm saying that. Panthers win. Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. I have definitely been very busy. And if you're wondering if the thumbnail is a little bit different, Canva has not been working for me. So if my thumbnail seems a little bit off, blame Canva. And this computer that I'm using to film these things. Anywho, I'm Mountaineer News 2. Good night.